We're learning that before that 70s show star Danny Masterson was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for raping two women, more than 50 letters on his behalf were sent to the judge, including two from co-stars Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
It is Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have written letters in support for their former co-star and friend, the convicted rapist, Danny Masterson.
I hope that my testament to his character is taken into consideration in sentencing. I do not believe he is an ongoing harm to society.
Actress Christina Ricci is speaking out as to why it's a crime that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis wrote this character letter for now convicted Danny Masterson.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are reportedly in a major tizzy after Christina Ricci spilled some sizzling tea about their eyebrow-raising history, and fans are hinting that they might be headed for some jail time. In fact, things seem so bad that the Kutchers have resorted to apologizing.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read. And not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
For the past few days, Ashton and Mila have found themselves knee-deep in controversy, and it's all thanks to some resurfaced clips like these.
Okay, so I've never kissed a guy, so I was so, Ashton's attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared.
Apparently, the Kutchers faced backlash, which stemmed from them backing Danny Masterson, who has already faced legal consequences due to allegations of SA.
Danny Masterson has just been sentenced to 30 years to life in prison and has been ordered to register as a sex offender. A jury convicted the actor on 2 counts of rape back in May.
After the Kutchers' outspoken support for the accused, Christina Ricci boldly called them out, triggering a cascade of revelations about their own history. So, what exactly is going on? And are the Kutchers really headed to jail? The 43-year-old star of the Addams Family, who's been making waves recently by starring in Doja Cat's new music video, didn't hold back on Saturday night. She unleashed her thoughts on Instagram, urging everyone to stand by the victims of Danny's SA. In a stark white font against a dramatic black background, Christina shared her sentiments saying, "Unfortunately, I've known lots of awesome guys who were lovely to me who have been proven to be abusers privately. I've also had personal experience with this. Believe victims. It's not easy to come forward. It's not easy to get a conviction." In a separate slide, she continued, "So sometimes people we have loved and admired do horrible things. They might not do these things to us and we only know who they were to us, but that doesn't mean they didn't do the horrible things, and to discredit the abused is a crime. People we know as awesome guys can be predators and abusers. It's tough to accept, but we have to. If we say support victims, women, children, men, boys, then we must be able to take this stance," the note concluded. While Christina Ricci didn't drop any names, her social media posts left little to the imagination, seemingly aimed at the celebrity couple currently embroiled in a whirlwind of controversy. None other than Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. These two have been under the microscope for their unwavering support of Masterson. For context, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis wrote to the court as character references, urging Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Charlene Olmedo to offer Masterson leniency in letters dated between July and August, after he was convicted in May for SA. In his letter obtained by The Hollywood Reporter, Kutcher referred to his co-star as a role model with exceptional character and explained that Masterson was the reason Kutcher didn't fall into drugs. Anytime that we were to meet someone or interact with someone who was on drugs or did drugs, he made it clear that that wouldn't be a good person to be friends with, the Your Place or Mine star wrote. Cooney's wrote in her letter that Masterson had been an exceptional older brother figure to her. She also touted his avoidance of drugs, which inspired her to stay away from substances. Danny's steadfastness in promoting a drug-free lifestyle has been a guiding light in my journey through the entertainment world and has helped me prioritize my well-being and focus on making responsible choices, the Friends with Benefits actress added. The married duo decided to address the brewing storm with a joint video apology that hit the internet on a sultry Saturday afternoon. In their confession, they spilled the beans about how the Mastersons' family had asked them to vouch for their 25-year acquaintance. They said,
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years so that the judge could take that into full consideration.
Kutcher then added, they were intended for the judge to read and not to undermine the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that, and we're sorry if that has taken place. Critics were quick to take to X, formerly known as Twitter, to unleash their dismay over the lawyered apology. Journalist Yashar Ali wrote on the site, it's important to note that the letters weren't just character letters you'd write for a friend. The letters, which contained a great deal of Scientological phrasing, were intended to undermine the victims who were drugged by Danny. Another person referred to the apology as, more like, sorry public, we did not know that our letter would be read publicly. We still want to support our horrible friend in court. They are not sorry. At the same time, fans called out the irony of Kutcher's defense while running a charity that fights child SA. Kutcher co-founded Thorn with his ex-wife, Demi Moore. The organization partners with tech companies, NGOs, and law enforcement to fight illegal human trading of young ones in the digital age. One fan commented on this saying, I hope no one forgot Ashton Kutcher is a co-founder of Thorn. Interesting that a man who claims to advocate for SA also defended a man who is accused of such a thing. Meanwhile, after all this backlash, Christina reemerged on Sunday via Instagram stories to clarify that she wasn't referring specifically to the Kutchers, although she admitted that recent events have made her think more about this. What I wrote wasn't meant to seem so pointed. She began in the post to her 1.6 million followers. It's just something I've been thinking about generally as different individuals' wrongdoings have come to light over the past couple of years, and I too have found it difficult to reconcile the person or people I knew with the things they've done, she finished. But yes, recent events have made me think more about this. In any case, Christina's choice of words in labeling the act of people discrediting victims, in this case Ashton and Mila, as a crime has raised some eyebrows. Some fans believe that there could be more to this story, and that Christina could be hinting that these two celebrities should also be considered criminals for siding with Masterson. One fan actually commented on this saying, she's right about this. They're very wrong for what they did, and their apology is not even enough. They should be punished too. But folks, this is where things get interesting. Apparently, fans have received word that Ashton isn't exactly as innocent as he would like us to believe. One of Danny Masterson's accusers is taking Ashton Kutcher to the woodshed after his in-court support of his old pal, and doing it by resurfacing old footage that hasn't aged well. Chrissy Bixler, who dated Danny back in the day, but who has since come forward as one of several women to claim he SA'd her, took to IG this weekend to call out Ashton. In response to the letters, Chrissy posted on Instagram, Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you, ones that would end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone that night you called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I hear everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor, she said. The date Chrissy is referencing is the night Ashton's then-girlfriend, Ashley Ellerin, was unalived in her Hollywood Hills apartment. Ashton had called her several times that night and ended up visiting her at her home. He later testified that he spotted liquid on the ground through the window, which he thought was red wine, but it turned out to be blood. After assuming she wasn't home, Kutcher left Ashley's apartment. Michael Gargiulo, who was later dubbed the Hollywood Ripper, was eventually found guilty of her murder. Chrissy also sent a message to Mila writing, I pray you begin to process what you experienced as a child on that set. Your old interviews are very telling, she wrote. In addition to this, Chrissy also posted a ton of old clips that show Ashton and his wife, Mila Kunis, interacting together, as well as one of Mila and Danny that certainly feels icky. One of the clips is from when Hilary Duff appeared on Kutcher's show, Punk'd. The weird part of this clip comes as he introduced the child star who was 15 at the time, Ashton says.
She's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18.
In another clip, she posted Ashton and Mila talking about the first time they met and how they first kissed on set.
Okay, so I've never kissed a guy. So I was so, I mean, you know, Ashton's attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared.
These clips have caused an online frenzy, with many fans demanding for Ashton to be canceled. The people want more of these cancel Ashton Kutcher videos. He and Danny were clearly creeping on these young girls. We need more of this, one fan commented. A second fan added, disgusting then and disgusting now. In any case, Ashton and Mila's recent antics have sent shockwaves through their fan base, leaving many utterly appalled. The burning question on everyone's lips, can these two lovebirds be slapped with a criminal label for their shocking endorsement of a known wrongdoer? While that remains up in the air, one thing's as clear as day. A mere apology won't cut it if they're hoping to mend fences with their disgruntled supporters. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.